Are you tired of witnessing millions of people trapped in situations of vulnerability, risk, and social exclusion due to the flaws of our current political, social, and economical systems? One of the most vulnerable groups amongst us is individuals with disabilities. Picture a spectrum where social vulnerability lies between integration, characterized by stable work and strong social and family support systems, and exclusion, marked by unemployment and social familial isolation. Vulnerability is not just a temporary setback, it's a debilitating social condition that jeopardizes the well being of those affected both now and in the future. This is where the concept of social inclusion emerges as a beacon of hope. Although often used interchangeably with integration, social inclusion goes beyond mere semantics since it advocates for a holistic approach aiming to eliminate physical and social barriers entrenched within society. Social inclusion is the getaway to ensuring that those on the brink of poverty and social exclusion gain access to the opportunities and resources necessary for full participation in economic, social, and cultural life. It's about guaranteeing every individual the right to live in conditions of well being that are deemed normal in our society. Additionally, it empowers marginalized groups by granting them a voice in decision-making processes that shape their lives and secure their fundamental rights. As recognized by the United Nations in 1999, the culture of peace stands as a cornerstone for achieving comprehensive social well-being by fostering values, attitudes, and behaviors that reject violence and promote dialogue. It paves the way for resolving conflicts peacefully. However, to truly realize the vision of a peaceful and inclusive society, we must redefine and accurately define the concept of social well-being. It it encompasses not only tangible factors like income, healthcare, and access to culture, but also intangible elements such as human emotions and sensations, which are often overlooked but are essential for a holistic well being. Together, let's advocate for a society where social inclusion and the culture of peace ring. It's time to dismantle the barriers that perpetuate vulnerability and exclusion, paving the way for a future where every individual can thrive.
ADRM, or Alternative Dispute Resolution Methods, are different ways in which a conflict can be solved without having the need to go to a trial or the consequences of going to it. Different types of ADR include arbitration, mediation, negotiated rulemaking, neutral fact-finding, and mini trials. With the exception of binding arbitration, the goal of ADR is to provide a forum for the parties to work toward a voluntary and consensual agreement. The three most known processes are the following: arbitration, in which a neutral person gets to hear both parties involved, gets to know the evidence, arguments, and from there, he or she is able to decide the outcome. Mediation, same as arbitration, there is a third party involved. His main purpose is to help the parties reach a mutually acceptable resolution. Third party often suggests outcomes, but is not the one giving the final decision. And restorative justice. It is a process in which an incident needs to be addressed. An action plan is thought by individuals involved so that needs of the victim and the obligations of the aggressor can be set.
How can we strengthen the culture of peace through respect for human rights? Human rights had their origins in concepts such as Roman law, the US Declaration of Independence, and the French Revolution. However, there are some principles that characterize all human rights, which are universality, interdependence, indivisibility, progressiveness, irreversibility, and inalienability. Furthermore, in 1979, Czech jurist Karel Pasak classified human rights in three distinct generations. The first one comprises civil and political rights and includes rights such as life and freedom of expression. The second one comprises economic, social, and cultural rights and includes rights such as education, water, and health. The third generation discusses justice, peace, and solidarity and integrates the rights to a clean environment, to peace and development, for example.
Inclusive negotiation processes have played a pivotal role in bringing peace talks into the limelight, allowing a diverse array of individuals to contribute ideas and monitor the discussions. This heightened transparency has led to agreements that carry a stronger sense of legitimacy. Often, the public has gained a clearer understanding of and potential willingness to accept the rationale behind the compromises made. Moreover, these processes have underscored the importance of public discourse and democratic mechanisms as the appropriate means to address conflicts. With increased acceptance from a wider spectrum of societal and political factions, many peace agreements have demonstrated great resilience over time. Inclu-
What are some strategies to improve coexistence in favor of a culture of peace? Well, a culture of peace can be achieved through dialogue. Palanco discusses a few ways in which to implement it. For example, active listening allows communication of feelings and better understanding of the situation. Respecting boundaries avoids the creation of monologues and one-way communication. Empathy allows us to understand each other's perspective. Respect for opinions means that a consensus is not necessary for peaceful disagreement. Objectivity tries to keep discussion out of personal engagement, and depersonalizing the conflict means that we should not focus on the person but on the conflict itself. Now, what can we do as students to build Pacific societies? To build Pacific societies, we must understand that the only way to solve an issue is through dialogue and tolerance of others' opinions and perspectives. We should communicate that human rights are interdependent and a violation of one of them has an impact on the others as well. Finally, we should promote a positive perspective of peace in order to achieve a lasting peace.